Hello, I'm Teresa Richards. I'm the author of the book Last to Leave. It is a murder mystery reality show in book form. And here it is right here. It's about a gamer girl who is selected to compete in a role-playing live streamed murder mystery game. They're running it like a reality show, and she's got to role play one of the suspects in a 1920s murder and search for clues to solve the murder, and also gain fans so that she doesn't get voted off the show. My teenage son got invited to a murder mystery birthday party. This was a number of years ago, and it came with an invitation. It included a character description for what he was going to play. It included some costume suggestions, and it included a script. And I was looking at this invitation and thought it was so interesting. I'd never seen anything like it before. But as I was helping him get ready and dropping him off and then hearing about it later, I thought that would be such a fun setting for a fictional story. But that in itself isn't really like a full story. So I was trying to think what else I could add to it to make it a good story. And I had the idea to add social content creators to the story and make it a reality show. And that's when the idea really took off for me, and started writing it. It ended up not really looking like what I thought it would. I'm kind of a discovery writer. I like to have a beginning and a middle and an end that I'm shooting for, but then I like to be surprised throughout. And this one really did surprise me, but I'm so happy with how it turned out. First and foremost, the murder mystery element. That's obviously got that in common. Also, we have kind of an eclectic cast of characters with some emotional baggage, some competing interests. We also have the mansion setting, and we've got some twists. Things are not always what they seem. Those are some things that we've got in common with the Knives Out series. Really, this is a story about learning to love yourself and finding your strength. And I think that's actually a common theme that I've seen come out in my writing. I struggled with self-doubt and as a teenager and really like beyond. I think it's something that we all struggle with, but I definitely see myself working through my characters to learn how to love myself and be stronger. And, Fallon, the character, really has to deal with some complicated family dynamics. She's got to heal from some hurt that was done to her, and she also has to do that while extending grace to herself and to other people who've hurt her. So I really think it's a story about learning to face the future with hope rather than fear in the unknowns. I'm going to say Fallon. I can't say a whole lot more than that without giving you spoilers, but Fallon is the ship name that Fallon's viewers come up with for her and the love interest. And it's a bit of a roller coaster, but it's a really good ride. So I can't wait for readers to experience that. So first and foremost, I hope readers have fun while they're reading this book. I hope it's a journey. I hope they enjoy following the clues and solving the mystery. Beyond that, I think it's really interesting to have a discussion or to think about what role we play in other people's lives. We're obviously all the hero in our own life and our own story, and Fallon's the hero in her story, obviously, but she comes to realize that because she's the hero in her own story, she plays multiple roles in other people's stories, and sometimes that might include the villain. And I don't know about you all, but I don't want to be the villain in anyone else's story. So a conversation I think is important to have after reading this book, and that I hope it will spark these conversations, is that the awareness of the roles that we play in other people's lives and making decisions to be intentional about those roles and make sure that we're not hurting other people through the roles that we play in their lives. I hear often that it kept them guessing till the end, which is great. I love to hear that. I also hear that readers appreciate that Dante is not your typical love interest. He's just a regular guy. He is not a supermodel. He doesn't have washboard abs. He's attractive, but he's a regular guy. And he's funny and he's fun to be around, and he's supportive of Fallon, and he also is human. He makes mistakes too. And I think it's important for us to have those love interests as humans and not having them always be these supermodel types that really, I haven't met people like that. And so I like to see that in fiction. And that's one thing that readers have told me they appreciate about him. I hope readers feel hopeful at the end of the book. When you're facing an unknown, that can be really scary. But after reading Fallon's story, I hope that readers will be able to feel hopeful instead of afraid about the future. Thanks for having me on today. I'm so excited for you all to read Last to Leave. And it was a pleasure and a joy to write it. And I'm so happy that readers will have it soon.